video to show you our new Google site that is linked to supporting students in their expedition. So before I show you the key aspects of this, I just want to show you how to get onto it, and you'll go to the XP East website. Under students there, right at the top, it says Community Google Site. Now it's called Community Google Site because the focus of our expedition is all about Doncaster's local community links with the railway. When we do a different expedition, then I'll create a different Google site for it. So if you simply click on that, and that will take you to it. You can see that I've divided it up into two different halves. We've got human, which, as you'll remember, it's linked to the humanities subjects, English, history and geography and so forth. And then underneath that we have STEAM, and STEAM is about science, technology, engineering, art and maths. So the different sections there are divided up into different case studies. So in each expedition we generally have 3 case studies. So for us in human, we've got case study 1 is about what makes a successful community. Case study 2, which we're about to start, is about fear and fascination. Then we've got case study 3, which is about HS2. So if I click on case study 1, you'll see a whole host of useful resources for case study 1, and it's what we've used in lessons. So you've got here the video from our first ever day, our visit to Malham. That links to community, our first community as it's starting. We've got the immersion visit to York National Railway Museum. Then we've got additional resources there to extend their thinking, or if they want to sit with the parents and show you, then they can do that. The mystery piece is what we started the expedition with. This was about railway children in Calcutta in India. You'll see resources here like these are the standards in which they will be assessed on. So for example, we've got the standards that links to beginning, developing, secure and excellence. And they'll be given minimum expected grades known as MEGs. And this will link to these different criteria here. And as you can see, you can engage with that. If you want to see the document in a different window, the document in its entirety, you simply click on that little arrow and it will take you to the document here, and you're able to print that out if that's something you'd like to do. Let's get rid of that notification from my wife. And then if I scroll down, I'm able to embed images that I've been using, that I created in order to support the expedition. We've got also videos that support key aspects of what we've been learning about. So if students are struggling with understanding this aspect of tolerance, then they're able to scroll down to tolerance and find the necessary video that I've created and our teachers have created to support their learning. So when focusing on our guiding question for case study 1 of what makes a successful community, I'd like us to zoom in and focus on tolerance. Our discussions and our studies have largely revolved around. So you can see there's some input in which will allow students to catch up or deepen their understanding even further. Again, if they're struggling with something like common goal, then they can simply click on that. And that will help them to catch up or develop their understanding further. Focus on a common goal. This idea of a common goal shouldn't be anything new to us at XP, because we have a... You'll notice that there is some homework that I'll show later on that is linked to these resources here. So when we set homework, they've got some resources to help them. So just going back, there's also videos that we've used in class. So any video that they want to see, again, because our students are really interested in this, if they want to learn about lessons of the geese, or if they want to learn about what the emperor penguins has got to do with our study, then they can catch up with all of that here, or they can show it to parents. We've also got videos here that links to the London riots. Some documentaries are there about nearly an hour long. Students are really interested in this, and they're keen to watch this at home or in extended study. So just going further, you can see here we've got a section for homework and extended study. Students do have a piece of extended study to complete, and on here are the specific instructions of what they should do. So here it's talking about they should choose at least 3 of the different elements of what makes a community a successful community, and explain why they help to make it successful. It says here, write your work up on this document. So I simply click on that document and it takes you to this piece of work. They're not expected to type it up in this instance, but they do have this in their books. Then they've got some support bullet points here to help them. So for instance, they can use the case study videos and resources to help them. I've got an example below of one of those videos. That's something that I've just shown you. And then I've got the doc embedded and also photos of resources from lessons. So this should trigger in students' brains, oh yeah, I know what a conjunction is, oh yeah, I remember when Mr. Portman spoke about that one of whereas, or developing this further, or something like this indicates. And this is where homework will appear. Parents will be able to support with that if need be. You can see there's something called literacy support. As yet, this Google site isn't completed, but useful resources to help with literacy will appear there. So just moving on to STEAM, it's exactly the same. If we go on to case study 1, working scientifically, let's have a look at that. You can see here that teachers have put some brief overview of what I've covered, that has been covered in air resistance, as well as videos to support them there. That's a video taken from in class. There's a rubric that isn't working for some reason, but if I click on that, that should take us to the, oh, it's not working, so I need to see what the problem is with that, but I'll fix that. Just going back, again, if I look at case study 2 forces, you'll see here some of the video tutorials that Mr. Smith has actually made.
Okay, so we're just going to do a little recap of this idea of weight, same.
So you can see there that he's created some video resources that will help the students to either deepen their understanding or to help them consolidate their understanding. So just going back, and in summary, this is like a one-stop shop for our students. Just reiterating the guiding question of our expedition, and then we've got videos and resources that have been specifically made by us teachers to help to personalise their learning experience. We've got standards there to help them with the assessments, overviews and documents, but I just wanted to show that to parents just so that they're kept informed with the developments that we've got going on.